Imagine living in a world of darkness. Every step uncertain and every move a challenge. This blindfold that I have put on here represents the barriers created by the society, not just for those differently abled, but for all those who have been judged because of their gender, caste, race, background, and the list goes on. But imagine what happens if we remove these barriers. Now light pours in and I can vision you all clearly, and I feel like my voice is being heard. This is what equality and inclusion is all about. And I don't think that equality and inclusion are just nice to have concepts. They are transformative forces that can not just change lives, but change the world. Well, some of you might have had this question because I came with a blindfold. Did you not have a fear of falling down and having a big fat flop in the beginning of your public speaking? Of course, I was afraid. I was afraid of falling with my head to toe in here. But that did not stop me, because I know there are millions of people around worldwide who are living like this every single second of their lives with a blindfold that society has imposed on them. And that is the reason why I'm standing here to talk against inequality. Now I want you to look at me. Look at my skin color, my facial features. Does it help you determine what my abilities are, what my talents are, what my weaknesses are? No, right? Then why are people given chances or opportunities because of their skin color? Just because a woman has some features different than men, why is she always denied jobs, always denied opportunities wherever she goes? Why is it that as soon as she steps out of her house, society points fingers at her asking, why is your dress so short? Why are you being independent in this male-dominated world? Just because a person was born into a caste termed as lower caste by the people around, why is it that he always has to be in a fear of getting killed while going out? Why is it that a disabled person or a differently abled, to be more specific, always has to be looked only on their wheels of their wheelchair or the prosthetic leg that they have and not their abilities? These are not everything that happens just on a dystopian movie. This is reality that millions are facing right now. You know, 71% of the world's population is living in countries where inequality has grown. 71% is not a small number. A day before, I took the newspaper, and you know what the first news that I read was? A girl, 18-year-old girl, she was abused by over 60 men when she was just a teenager, just 13, and she had to go through that. Do you think she's being empowered right now? Yesterday, you know what the news I saw was? That the principal of a school, who should be a guiding light for the children studying there, she insisted on taking the shirts off of all the girl children there because they celebrated something of a pen day. They had their dignitaries shattered when they went home with just their blazer. Do you think they are being empowered? No. I want to live my life, the rest of my life, to speak for equality, because growing up I've learned the importance of equality. Every single time I go out, with each and every incident that happens, I understand the importance of equality. Let me share you an incident that happened years back but still lives as a scar in my heart. I was 9 or 10 years old at my relative's house, where a house help came every day to clean the house, cook dishes and all, and she most often brought her daughter with her. So I noticed that my relative treated them very different from how they used to treat us. Like they were given water in a steel cup and we were given water in a glass cup. They were made to sit on the floor while eating food while we sat on the table. So this was very different from how it was at our home, because at our home, the house help that came, they were like a family member to us. We sat together while eating food, making jokes about each and everything, and there was no sort of inequality there, but here there was. And 10-year-old Nidhi was so confused that she went up to her relative and asked her, "Mommy, why is it that they are being treated different from us?" And you know what she said? She pulled me closer and told me, Because they are inferior. They are from a lower caste. Didn't your mom teach you anything? And I looked at her and said, no, she didn't teach me anything. My mom was out at the time, so as soon as she came back, I went up to her and asked, Mom, you didn't teach me anything because they are different to us. They're inferior to us. And my mom looked at me with shock on her face and asked what it was all about. I explained everything, and she took my hand firmly, went up to the relative, and told her of the poison of inequality should never be spread to anyone, let alone small kids. She gave me water in a glass cup and told me to give it to the maid's child. And I went up to her and had this basic conversation with the maid's child, from which I understood that she had this deep passion for technology and to become a scientist growing up. She had this passion of changing the world with her innovation. And as a person clueless of her future at that time, I listened with so much enthusiasm. But midway, she broke out crying. I looked at her, why are you crying? And she told me, I can't do any of this. I'm from a lower caste. Do you think I'll be able to achieve all this? So I looked at her very confused, and I didn't understand what all of that meant. But right now, I do. Society had created that barrier in front of her. They had put the blindfold over her eyes, which made her feel herself that she was not enough, she was not good enough, and her dreams did not matter. There are millions of kids worldwide who are in wars right now or being treated differently just because of their biological or social features. Do you think they are being empowered? Do you think they are given a chance to make their dreams flourish? No, they are not. They are made to sit in a corner, sulk and cry, praying to God, why didn't He make them born into a different caste or to a different gender? Because life would have been so much easier then. This is the world that I want to change. This is the world that we should all aim to change. Every single day, with every news that's upcoming related to all of these heinous acts, we should talk against it. Speaking for tomorrow means making our actions speak larger, speak stronger than our words. Hold everyone together, amplify the voices you think are being silenced. Break barriers, remove blindfolds, hold everyone together. Because I personally believe that we all have been given a wing to fly high. Society may clip down those wings or cut through it so that you'll never be able to fly again. But heal yourselves. Help people heal so that they can fly high in the sky without any worry. Let's stand together, hold our hands together, and make a world which is not just a better place to live, but the best place to thrive, where everyone flies high, defying society's norms and flying high in the sky, aiming of a world where everyone is equal. And at that time, you will see, when equality is there, you will see how we'll attain all of our different dreams, which is sustainable future, or zero hunger, or education, the best education for all. As soon as you impose equality everywhere, as soon as everyone is included, as soon as every voice is empowered, then there will be nothing like people being hurt or people being seen as inferior because of their caste. We can fly high. And I stand on that. Let us make equality and inclusion not just ideals, but responsibilities. That's all that I have to say. I hope I could have made an impact on all of you. Thank you.